Welcome to your science lesson today. It is Wednesday, April 1st. We are continuing on talking about life cycles. We are focused on the mammal life cycle today. We did an introduction Sunday. Monday we talked about amphibians. Yesterday we talked about reptiles, birds, and fish. So today we're looking at mammals. Remember, you do not need to take any notes for your science lessons this week, but you do need to, there is a check-in on Thursday, so tomorrow you will have a check-in. We'll give you a quick little review and then you can do the check-in. It's going to be a Kahoot quiz, so make sure that you have Kahoot downloaded so you can play it. There's also nothing to submit today for science, so just sit back, relax, and watch the video. So let's review. What is a mammal? So we learned when we were doing classification that mammals are the only animals that give milk to their babies. So all baby mammals need milk to survive. That is their food for the first little bit of their lives. So all mammals need milk. All baby mammals need milk. Mammals are warm-blooded. That means that their body temperature on the inside stays the same temperature. They don't need the sun to warm up, and they don't need the cold water to cool down. Mammals can be in hot climates, cold climates, or normal temperature climates. You'll find them everywhere, and they have different things that are special about them to show so they can live in those places that are hot or cold. Most mammals give birth to live babies, and we're going to look more at this today. They do not lay eggs. This is most mammals, and I'll talk more about why I'm saying this is most mammals in a minute. All mammals have fur or hair, and I actually researched whales just because if you look at a whale, you don't see that it has hair, and they actually have little like whiskers places, kind of like a cat would. So they have hair follicles. Follicles. They have little places where there could be hair or whiskers. So that's their hair or fur. And we know examples of mammals. They are the most common animals in the world. We have pandas. We have whales, because remember, whales and dolphins are mammals. They're not fish. We have cows, elephants, lions, tigers. I even have a manatee or a dugong, as they call them in the UAE. Camels, anything. Okay? You already know what amphibians are, reptiles, birds, and fish. So anything that is not that is a mammal. So mammals are a little bit confusing because there's a few different types. So there's a special type of mammal which is called a marsupial, and marsupial they carry their young or their babies in a pouch, and those are animals like a kangaroo, a koala, and an opossum. So they're special because they carry their babies in a pouch, and that normally happens for the first few months of their baby's life. Then we have a few mammals that actually lay eggs. And now you're confused because I said that mammals have live young, but there's only a few mammals that lay eggs. The platypus is one of them. And the reason why the platypus is not a bird or a reptile or a fish is because the babies need milk, it has some fur, and it has lungs. So there's all these other things or characteristics of mammals that the platypus has. So even though it lays eggs, it's still considered a mammal. So if you want to look more into platypuses, I will, there's a video that I will send, you have the link for, so you can check that out. So there's a few videos here for more information on mammals specifically before we start getting into the life cycle. So if you would like to check those out, you can click on the links. And you can check out, this is just a general information on mammals, so we'll talk to you more about the types of mammals, what mammals are, the different characteristics of mammals, and things like that. But let's look at some life cycles. So we are going to start with my favorite kind of life cycle, and that is the life cycle of a panda bear. So how the life cycle starts off is that the mommy panda has the baby in her tummy for 3 to 5 months. And when they're born, baby pandas, they drink milk for the first 6 months of their life. And then when they're 6 months old, they say, I'm done with milk and I want to eat bamboo because bamboo is delicious for panda bears. So then they go and they eat bamboo. They stay with their moms for between 1.5 to 2 years. So by 2 years old, they normally leave their moms, but they don't become fully grown adults until they are between 4 and 6 years old. And then when they're between 4 and 6 years old, that's when they can have babies of their own. So that is the life cycle of a panda. Next, we're going to look at the life cycle of a whale. And again, it's fairly similar, just that it's in the water. So mommy whales, they give birth to live young after 10 to 18 months of having them in their tummy. The baby whale, which is also called calf, it drinks milk for 3 years. So that's what it lives off of for 3 years. It just drinks milk and it hangs out with its mom for 3 years. They become an adult between 6 and 13 years. So they can have their own babies when they are 6 to 13, and but they normally still live with their moms in what's called a pod, unless they are a solitary animal. But mostly, like here we have the life cycle of an orca. Orca whales live in pods. They like to live with other orcas, and normally those pods they are a mummy pod, so they have a bunch of mums with their babies. So now we're going to look at a marsupial, which remember is a kangaroo. Now, a mummy kangaroo gives birth to a baby after only 1 month. So the kangaroo hangs out in the mummy's tummy for 1 month. But we don't actually really see the kangaroo for 6 months because it lives in the mom's pouch. So a kangaroo has a pouch, okay? And we've seen that before. And the baby, you can actually see it in the picture here. So the baby just hangs out there because it needs to grow some hair and become warm. So it takes all of the nutrients that it can from mommy's pouch. And it pokes its head out after about 6 months. And then it thinks, I've had enough time. And then it will go and kind of jump around mom, but it will still climb back into the pouch to sleep and things like that. So baby kangaroo or joey, they will feed on milk for 1 year, and then after 2 years, the joey becomes an adult kangaroo and can have their own babies. So here is the strangest mammal, which is the platypus. So platypus, they lay eggs, and they lay between 1 and 3 small eggs. And after about 5 to 6 weeks, the eggs will hatch, and you'll have a baby platypus. Now, a baby platypus drinks only their mom's milk for 4 months, and it will hang out with mom as well for a much longer time than that. But it takes them 2 years to grow up to be an adult, and then they will have babies of their own. So a lot of animals grow faster than humans. A lot of, if you're 2 years old, you probably won't be considered an adult. If you're a human, you're considered a child still, or still a baby really. But after 2 years, the platypus is able to be an adult and have babies of their own. So they grow up a lot faster, these animals. There's a few videos that I found. Again, it still remains to be very frog heavy. So these are a few different animals about mammal life cycles. There's one about what specifically is a platypus, and then there's one that is about what happens in a kangaroo pouch. If you are interested in learning more, you can watch those videos. That's it. There is a few additional work pages that I found. There's some coloring pages, and then there's lots of different activities for Twinkle with different life cycles, even non-mammal life cycles. There's loads of stuff on there. I know that Twinkle is free, but you might need to sign up for an account right now. I don't know if you can access the things for free, but it is free. You might need an account, okay? So you can check that out if you would like to do more. Otherwise, you can print off some coloring pages if you want, or you can just relax for the rest of your day. Remember, tomorrow we're going to be doing a review about what we've learned over the last week about vertebrate life cycles. And then next week we will be talking about invertebrates. So remember, tomorrow there is a quick check-in with Kahoot. So make sure that you've been practicing with Kahoot. I know we did Kahoot in class a few times. And that is it. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for science.